is wagwag Yegong Sioni E. So hello everyone, I'm Yegong Si. And we have our next parent class. So today, Dundwa Talakwe, Ganusko Yundakwa, Jinidwa Wanodas. So today we're going to talk about Ganusko Yundak, which is bathroom, Jinidwa Wanodas, which is bathroom words. So I have the pleasure of talking about these kinds of words today for this parent class video. They are very helpful to know. We use them a lot in class. I'm sure you use them plenty at home. And so I'll kind of go over some helpful words that you can use with your kids or you can use at home within your daily routine about the bathroom. So we'll get started. So as always, one thing I always mention is these are just like really common words that I go over here in this video. These are not all the words. So especially these verbs about like going to the bathroom, there are many changes that exist or many conjugations from these verbs that you can use, but these are like really common ones. So just giving you some familiarity with the verbs so that you can at least implement those into your routine and then grow from there. So I just put real common ones up here that you'll probably use. Just be mindful that there's lots that exist as well. So like I said, ganusku yandak, ganusku yandakwa. Ganusku is this word, it sounds like ganus, ganusa, which means house. So ganusku is in the house. Yandak is like a place. It's like a place in the house, like a bathroom. So that's what we call it. It used to be actually called atste yandak, but atste means outside. And so that's the word we actually had for bathroom for a long time until, when we started this language nest, I was like, well, the kids know what utste is, and utste is outside. And we don't really go outside to the bathroom much these days, you know, so we have bathrooms inside. So I was like, we got to change that word just a little, so we ended up changing it to ganusku yandak. So, but you may hear sometimes atste yandak. It also means bathroom, but it's like outside, bathroom outside. So, so I kind of broke these words up into two different parts. Some like question words, helpful words to use in the bathroom, and then common commands. So, common commands that you may use during bathroom time. Sajohal, sajohal. Oja, it's the word for hand. Ohal always has to do with washing or cleaning something. So, sajohal is wash your hands. Sajohal, that's a good one. You can say also swajohal, swa. So, if you've been watching the other videos talking about the A stem, the C stem, and the other 6 stems we have in our language, you can start to pick out the pronouns and verbs. That's very helpful. So za is you, but if I wanted to say you all, swa, swajohal. So there's lots of other changes for this word, but you're kind of starting to have some familiarity with how words change, and that is awesome because that's kind of the whole point, is to definitely assist the acquisition of our parents and increase that so they can provide the language learning environment in the home for our students. So, sajohal is wash your hands. Zanisjag is the full command. I don't have the E on there, but zanisjag. Sometimes you'll hear the z sound on za, or sometimes you'll hear the s. I tend to switch back and forth. I just try to vary my own pronunciation for the students and for learners, so you may hear both from me. Some people are particular and they'll do the z sound or the s sound. It's the same thing. It's just like a dialect pronunciation thing. But zanisjag is like the command for pee. So pee, zanisjag. Sometimes we also say was. So I think I've gone over that word before too. I'll write it up here. Was, W-A-H-S. It just means go, like was, like go. Or sometimes they'll say like that with a command. So was zanisjag is like go pee. So we know how kids are at this age. The toddler early years, they like to take their time. So sometimes you Come on, we got to do something else now. So, wasanishjag, that's where you may use that. The next one, zadnidai. Zadnidaya is like poop. So that's like the command. You could say was zadnidai is like go poop. That's what you would say. So, if that's what you want them to do. So these are just the commands. These are helpful. We use these a lot, or some variation of them in class, because we have bath breaks during the day, and then we also try to make sure everyone goes to the bathroom before we take a nap. And so I'll say, or you need to go potty. It's like what that means essentially. And they're like, duh. So even though sometimes they might. But so those are good words. So sanishjag, pee. Sanidai, poop. So I'll go through the rest of these and we'll practice the pronunciation. This one is a really good one too. It's a command. It's itsan, itsan. You can also say swasan, which is you all, but itsan is just the you form. That's all that S is. Sometimes when we have these little verbs that are in command form, they take an I, but sometimes if they're an IS, that T will come on there. It's just like a natural change in the language. That's all that is. But itsan just means finish up. So anytime you hear this AN on something, usually that has to do with like finishing something. I'll say like, what's in it going? Like, are you done? Like, are you finished? Or sadikuizan. Sadikuizan means like finish up your food. That un or that ane sometimes on the end of words is like finish or finish up. So itsan is just the command finish. You can use this like outside of the bathroom for sure, because that's a good word to use, itsan. But we know if we have, pokey kids or, slow kids taking their time in the bathroom, I'll say, itsan, like, okay, like, finish up. You were in here for a long time, so itsan, that's a good word. Easy yosad. Easy yosad is throw it away. Easy is a particle phrase. It means over there. Yosad is throw it. So it's like throw it over there. This is what we use to say, like, throw it away, like garbage. But yasad is used with a lot of things. So, and we also use this phrase for, like if you're talking about throwing away a towel or something, or like toilet paper. I didn't have that word on here. Or toilet. Shoot, darn it. Maybe I'll put those up here in a second. But I just realized that. Easy yasad, throw it away. We use that for after they eat, if they're putting like the food away, throwing away food, paper towel, like their cups and stuff in the garbage after mealtime, I'll say, okay, easy asad or desad honjani asad or whatever like that. So, but those are just other examples of how I tend to use this word too throughout the day. But this one's good, easy asad, throw it away. So this last one too is just like a particle phrase. It's not a verb, it's not a noun, it's just like these little phrases here and there that have particular meanings. So hanyo! Hanyo is like, hurry up, come on. We also have another word, how, H-A-O, for come on. This one is kind of more along the lines of like, hurry up, hanyo, like, it's just like, come on, let's go. This other word too, I don't have it written on here, I'll write it on here. Desasli is a good one too. Desasli, which also means like hurried up. Hurried up. So that's a good word. Desasli, hurried up, or hanyo. So let's practice some of the pronunciation for the command. So I'll say it and I will have you repeat it. The word for wash your hands, sajohal. So hopefully you're building some pronunciation skills in Ongohohne, starting with the sound practice. So I won't, unless they're quite long, I'll slow it down and do it piece by piece. But hopefully you're getting a little bit more familiar with the sounds of Ongohohne and being able to pick up saying new words a little bit more easily, I suppose. So let's try the first one. Everyone, sajohal, sajohal. The full word, sajohale. Good. The next one, sanishjag, is P. So go ahead and try. This TYA in this word particularly makes a J sound. Sometimes you'll hear it as a D, a D sound. Sometimes it's a J. It depends on the word, depends on the pronunciation. However, you may hear someone say zanis diag. That's fine too. It's just pronunciation preference, really. So we'll try it as zanisjag. Everyone go ahead. Zanisjag. Good. The next one, poop. Zadnidai. So go ahead and try zadnidai. The full word, zadnidaya. All right. This next command for finish up sounds like eat son. So go ahead, eat son. Good. This next one, easy. Yes, sad. I always try to do the basketball shot, like Kobe, if I'm talking about this word, because you try to use a lot of actions or hand movements or gestures. It's a critical part of immersion. So when I'm trying to demonstrate what this means, this word particularly to children, I'll be like, oh. So, I mean, you kind of get the phrase, oh, over there, I don't know. That's just what comes to me. So, anyway, if you see me do that, that's what I'm doing. So, easy asad. So, go ahead and try easy asad. Very good. I forgot to underline this I here. Easy asadi is throw it away. The next one, hanyo. That is hurry up. The next one, I added desasli. Go ahead and try desasli. Very good. All right. So, let's see. I think maybe I'll save these until the end. I did have a couple other words I was going to add that I just thought of as we were doing this lesson. Sometimes I do that. I have a little bit of a list, but I kind of wing it, and then sometimes other stuff will come to me while I'm doing the lesson. So I am just thinking if I want to add this. I try to balance my lessons with just enough new content, not too much because that tends to be overwhelming. Just enough where you have the basic necessities and that you can grow those skills from, but also, making sure I try to cover everything. So it's a balancing act. But I think what I'll do is I'll go over these helpful words and then I'll see where I'm at right there. Let's see. So these ones have to do with common phrases you might use, especially when we're talking about the bathroom. So I think I'll just keep it right there for today. I'll add more words maybe in a different lesson because I was thinking about adding those 2 words, but I'm just going to go through these because this is kind of a lot when you talk about verbs. So helpful words and phrases, I suppose you could say. And we use this a lot. You may have heard this in other videos. Islega, or sometimes, depending on the pronunciation preference, you may hear isele. Iselega or islega. I tend to use isle, but you may hear it being said as isele. It's the same thing. It's just a pronunciation preference. So isle means you want. Ga makes it a question. So you're saying do you want it? You can use it like that, but you a lot of times will use it with in combination with other verbs. So isle is already a verb. If you know a little bit more about ungohoitne or this word to want, igele, isel or isle, ilel or ilele, iyol, iyole, those are the changes in the subjective for this word to want. I want, you want, he wants, she wants. We've kind of talked about this before too, this ga after the verb makes it the question because isel or isle is just you want it. Islega or iselega, do you want it? A lot of times we can use that in combination with another verb. The verb, though, the second verb, because now we're using 2 verbs, to make it the infinitive, and the infinitive just means to do something or to whatever you're talking about. So if we're talking about to pee, our verb has to be in a particular format. So we haven't covered it yet, perhaps next year. Conjugation changes. They're a little bit more at just a little bit of a different skill level. So once you get familiar with the sound practice, the A, C, O, and the U stem, counting, nouns, then we add a little bit more. The next step, the next tier of learning is verb conjugations, at least simple ones for the A, C, O, and the U. So I don't know if we'll cover that in the parent classes this year, but there's 5 changes that exist for a common verb tense, or a common set of verb changes. One is the subjective, which we're teaching you those pronouns. One is the past tense. One is what we call the future tense. One is what we call the should, could, or would tense. And one is called the objective. So you're learning pronouns for each of those. Generally, subjective or objective. I use my fingers like this because there's 5 sets. So subjective, objective, and then your past, future, should, could, or would. Generally, these 3 tenses, we pair them up. They are related in ending because they always have the same endings. They just have different prefixes before the pronouns. You'll usually, depending on the type of verb, use a subjective set of pronouns or an objective set of pronouns. So how does that relate to this phrase here? Well, this AH, or if there's an A something before the pronoun, so the pronoun is za, and I'll underline that to show you. So you're starting to get familiar with pronouns. I would say continue to work on that as you learn the stems. When you're learning words like this, like, oh, I can pick out the pronoun. What kind of stem is that? Let's see. Is that a subjective or an objective pronoun? That is a great skill to have because that is the base for language acquisition in Oneida. So, za is you. This AH before the pronoun is the should, could, or would tense. So a wa or a way before the pronoun is past tense. A carrot before the pronoun is a future tense. And an A or AH, or sometimes it's an AE drag, it's the should, could, or would tense. That's all it really is. When you use it by itself, it's like I should, could, or would. Like this by itself, asanis jag, is you should, could, or would pee. But if you're using it with in combination with another verb, it is going to change to the infinitive. That's what the meaning is going to change to. However, your pronouns generally still have to match depending on what you're talking about. So za is still it's meaning you. You're still talking about you here. So you don't really have to know too much how to change those, but I just want to give you some background as to kind of the grammatical changes, I guess, of Oneida. So, sanis jag, in this case, this is the example, islega, and I left the blank here because these are just some examples, not all of them. There's many more. You can change it, interchange it with anything that you can use when we're talking about ganuskuindakwa jinidwa wanodas, when we're talking about bathroom words. So, islega, sanis jag, the phrase, do you want to pee? So, to do something is what I mentioned before. That's like the infinitive, like, do you want for you to pee? That's what you're saying. Like that is the phrase if I would check in with a student and I would ask them like, do you want to pee? Like we're having a bathroom break now. Like it's time for us to go to the bathroom. Do you got to go? That's one thing I may say. There's a lot of different ways you can say that. So islega sanis jag, islega asanidai sounds a lot like these commands. They're just a little bit of a change, a little bit of a difference. So, islega asanida is like, do you want to poop? So, or this other phrase is good to use in the bathroom too. Yet again, I forgot my glottal in here, sorry. Yet again is the infinitive, it's the root of the verb for to help. So, islega agu yet again. Gu is me to you. That's a people-to-people pronoun. So you can, depending on how you're using it, just make sure it makes sense. So, do you want for me to help you? Islega agu yet again? Do you want for me to help you? They're like, yeah, like whatever it is. So, I should put this one up here too. I think it's this one. What is it? Is it not? I believe it's this one. I had to check. I'm just winging this off the top of my head with spelling it. That just came to me when I was talking about this, but I'll go over it after, I think. I think there's an H. Okay. Back to this. So, you're learning, especially from the foundational videos and for some of the returning parents, if you've been learning these stems, this is why the stems are important, because when you get to like a higher level of speaking comprehension, understanding the stems of your verbs that you're talking about and using them in like, I guess, an appropriate way, or a way that one would understand what you're talking about, is really important. It makes your changes and your conjugations really like smooth and flow really well eventually. So this is why we I don't want to say drill, but this is why we drill them. This is why they're really, really, really important. Because you don't want to get stuck in command zone here in the command world, even though we do use a lot of those, yes, and they are great. But you always want to try to get to the next level, improve your skills in whatever way you can, and I will be here to help you and push you. So I'll be here to do that. So anyway, I'm on a tangent, so I'll get back to what I was talking about. But Islaga asanishjag, do you want to pee? Islaga asanida, example phrase, sample phrase, do you want to poop? Islaga go yet again, do you want for me to help you? Good phrase you might use in the bathroom. This other one, not like Isel, but it's also a really helpful phrase, really common. Desadahon Johnny is need. It has to do with need. You need. Desadahon Johnny. Or sometimes you'll see this as a you, depending on the dialect, either here or in the Thames or in London town. You might hear it as a desadahon Johnny. So I tend to switch back and forth just because I want to give students a lot of exposure in different ways to the language. So I generally will intentionally do that. But desadahon Johnny is you need it. Desadahon Johnny ga makes it a question. Do you need it? You can say that by itself if that's what makes sense. Or you can use it in the same format as above, because this is also a verb. This is a dualic verb, so it's not a tense. This is actually just how the verb exists. Sometimes you have a T or a TE before the pronoun in your verb, and that's just how the verb exists. So it's a little bit more of a complex type of verb. You don't have to worry too much about that right now. Just know that they are dualic. That's what that TE is. So, desadahon Johnny ga, you can use it in the same format with any of these verbs that are in the should, could, or would tense, which changes to an infinitive type of meaning when you're saying this phrase. So, desadahon Johnny ga asanis jag, do you need to pee? I will tend to use this one a little bit more because it's a little bit more like, it matches what I really want to say to them, because it's like going to the bathroom is like a need. It's like a human need. So like sometimes like you'll ask them about wanting to go to the bathroom, but a lot of times you're asking about like, do you need to go to the bathroom? Especially if they're doing like a little potty dance or something like that, you can kind of tell. Or if you know they haven't gone to the bathroom in a while, that's what I would say to them. So, desadahon Johnny ga asanis jag, do you need to pee? Desadahon Johnny ga asanidai, do you need to poop? So I didn't write the meanings on here. They're the same as above. You can use these same words. Desadahon Johnny ga aguyat again, do you need for me to help you? You know, that's a good word to use too. So, but you kind of get the gist, the flow of this. The last two are just some helpful phrases. I think I've talked about esets before. Esets is use. You see it in both of these phrases here. Onohaleta is the word for soap. So onohaleta esets is use soap. Those are good words too. Yunjagewat is this word for towel, like a paper towel. Not a paper towel, but like a hand towel is what that is. Like, could be a paper towel. Yunjagewata isats is use a towel. So we have onohaleta isats, yunjagewata isats, use soap or use a towel. I also grabbed this one too off the wall. We have it in the classroom. I'll show you this word. Just a helpful bathroom word. I forgot to put it on here, but yun johale dak. Yun johale dakwa. You can see the picture. Yun johale dak or yun johale dakwa is the word for a sink. So, also a helpful word to know about the bathroom. And then zanatsagel. I don't know why. When I was teaching this one just came to me. We will say this sometimes too. Or sometimes I'll say like, desadahon Johnny asanatsagel. Onansa, Onansa. So body parts, just quick overview. Two words in Oneida sound sometimes very alike. So this word onansa, see, I caught it right here. Zanatsa. Onansa, I'll use a different marker. Onansa is onansa is this word for an arm. Onatsa is the word for behind your butt. So I tend to sometimes mix them up too. If you ever talk to Kurt Summers, he has a really funny story about mixing these two words up. But anyway, Zanatsagel, Slagel, Zanatsagel, I think it is Slagel. No, I think that's it. Zanatsagel. I'll double check on that, but I'm pretty sure. This one I didn't prep ahead of time, so I kind of know it more orally than I know the spelling. So I'm pretty sure that's it. But Zanatsagel, gale or gayway, this that has to do with wiping or erasing or clearing away of something. So I said that natsa is your butt. So Zanatsagel this is a good one to use with kids, is like wipe your butt. So it's a command. I just added it here like last minute. So Zanatsagel. They said Honjonia Zanatsagel. I'll say that to the kids. Like, you need to wipe your butt. Or whatever. So that's what that is. So I think that's probably good for today. I went over these ones with pronunciation. This one has a little bit more words on here, but you can try. I'll just say it. Islegan. So that's the phrase, do you want it? So try Islegan asanistag. Good. Now try Islegan asanidai. Good. Islegan aguyatigan. The next ones are desadohonjoni ga. So it's like you need. Oh no, did I do aguyatigan? I think I did. Okay, I'll move on to this next one. Desadohonjoni is you need. Desadohonjoni ga is you need. So let's try desadohonjoni. Okay, now let's try the phrases. Desadohonjoni ga asanistag. Good. Do you need to pee? Desadohonjoni ga asanidai. Good. So that's, do you need to poop? So this next one, everyone try onohalate. Full word. Onohaleta. Good. And then isatst is just use it. So let's try the full phrase. Onohaleta isatst. Good. This next one is a longer word. Yunjagewat. Yunjagewata. So go ahead and try yunjagewata. And then isatst. Yunjagewata isatst. The full phrase. Go ahead and try that. Yunjagewata isatst is just use a towel. And then this last one, zanatsagel. Zanatsagewe. Zanatsagel is wipe your butt. So go ahead and try that one. Zanatsagel. Awesome. So those are our ganusku yandakwa jinidwamanodas bathroom words. So hopefully these are helpful for you to use at home with your family, with your kids, with your friends, whatever. So I think that's about it. So that's as far as I'll go for today. Toginik, nagiwa.